Hello there, listener. Welcome to Movies Are Real for the month of November 2017. I am your host, George Cruz. I am here with the dying Ryan Lance.
I'm always dying, but today it's funny.
I thought he was going to start rapping or something.
Some call him Dying Lance.
But don't do that because it doesn't super rhyme right.
Carrie Lyles. I'm here with Carrie Lyles.
I'm dying less than Ryan, but we're all just dying slowly.
Really some raw, kinetic, exciting energy here. We are a monthly movies podcast where we talk about the movies of the month prior and what we're looking forward to next month. This is, of course, the episode for November. We are about the end of this year. If you ask,
movies are almost over for the year.
Forever, yeah. We have
Thank
to
God.
soon. We will have to sit on that table and come up with a list of 10 films that we would say are the best films of 2017. Number 10, Zootopia. I still don't understand it. Compromises, whatever.
Well, what if I told you there's definitely no chance Zootopia will be on the list for 2017?
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna have to quit the podcast. I'm sorry. I'm really passionate about Zootopia.
Anyways, movies in November. As per usual with this podcast, it seems like there's a pattern with how folks schedule the release of superhero movies, because our first movie here is Thor Ragnarok. Once again, a superhero movie, so I guess that has to be a thing.
We've uncovered a conspiracy.
We figured out. I have some papers right here. George Soros is good covering up this conspiracy right here. Thor Ragnarok. Let me tell you about Thor: The Dark World. It fucking sucked. Is that
man? I will.
Okay, yeah. I need Thor: Dark World stands over here.
It's not it's so forgettable, but it's not like bad.
And
it's not like painful to watch.
Here's the bit where I say, "Oh, yeah, sure, it's not as bad as Iron Man 2," and then you'd be like, "Iron Man 2 is all right."
Iron Man 2 is also fine. It's fine.
Okay. Well,
you know, it's a bad Marvel movie. Captain America: The First Avenger. Okay. Unwatchable.
Okay. Well,
it's terrible.
Good movie, Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Thor Ragnarok. I came out and. From the trailers, I think a lot of people really enjoyed it. It felt like super markety to me with the Led Zeppelin and the very sort of... I went from the trailer and not... Like, before I saw the movie, it just kind of felt like injecting the sort of colorful and spacey Guardians of the Galaxy sort of 80s... that sort of feeling into this movie because it worked so well with Guardians of the Galaxy. But now having seen Thor Ragnarok, I personally think like the movie is a little bit... It's not as surface level and cheap as that. I think they went for a vibe that it's truly its own. It feels a little bit more. I don't know. There's probably some cool space movie that I can compare it to, but it is interesting. And I know that's not a very descriptive word, but would you guys agree that I feel like there are enough unique things about this movie and the way it has switched things up that make it really stick out in terms of color, in terms of costume design, in terms of the place where this movie primarily fits in, and just what they did with Thor and stuff. But yeah, what did you guys think about this film?
I really, really liked it. Like, this is the first superhero movie that I've genuinely been like, oh, I liked it. And this was the first time I've ever watched a Marvel movie a second time.
Oh, wow.
I went to see it, because I always just watch them and then never think about them again. But I watched it with my friend a second time in the theater, and I just really like it. It's really funny. I think it's because of Taika Waititi, because I love his movies. And so I feel like this is a good one.
Mm-hmm. Would you agree, like, that sort, like, it's got that something. You got that something, Thor Ragnarok. I don't know why I didn't enjoy it. Like, I enjoyed it more once I started to think about it and like what I saw, but at the time, it still has these sort of Marvel-esque jokes and punchlines and like beats that you would expect, like some sort of like Thor and Hulk don't just like agree on like on some dumb thing and they make like a dumb goof. It's like, oh, Hulk is Hulk
like raging fire.
Ryan, what'd you think of this film?
I super enjoyed it in terms of like thinking about like the last few Marvel movies, like Spider-Man: Homecoming, that was disappointing. Doctor Strange, I don't remember what even happened in that
Doctor
movie.
Strange shows up in this movie, and I was like, oh yeah, you were a thing.
Yeah, I think that was my least favorite part of this movie because it just kind of showed up and just
I agree.
Like it's cool, like world building, but he didn't do anything.
But what about the part where Loki was like, I've been falling for half an hour?
That was pretty great. And yeah, Carrie makes a good point of like how like the humor in this movie is so much better than like it's still very Marvel humor, but like the delivery of it is so much better. You know, we see like Chris Hemsworth especially like really just like
and I think that's
carrying the humor, which like we see
in the Avengers movies and stuff.
In the Avengers movies, yeah, you see.
But not in the Thor movies. He's very, very
like,
stern.
as like an actor, he's like super funny. You can see that in the Ghostbusters.
I was gonna say Ghostbusters. Yeah.
And like I was trying to think like at the first Thor movie, and it's so dry.
It's very serious.
and
Norse
serious.
God, the God of Thunder. It's very epic and.
And then Dark World had moments of like
Branagh retiredness.
Yeah. And then this one is just so bright and fun, and like what like the Thor comics are like actually like kind of ridiculous in a fun way.
Mm-hmm. And of course, Chris Hemsworth. You have Tom Hiddleston and Cate Blanchett.
Oh yeah.
And it's probably been it's been said a lot, but Cate Blanchett's fucking phenomenal in this film.
She reminded me of like a better version of what Elizabeth Banks was trying to do.
Oh,
Power Rangers.
Yes, definitely.
Because I liked Rita Repulsa, but I feel like they were both going for the same thing, and Cate Blanchett just did it better.
You know, in the end, I think this movie is just a better Power Rangers. Could we say that?
Yeah, Power Rangers movie of 2017, obviously. Yeah. Still a movie I feel like the most of I think this year. But yeah, and is it Tessa who plays
Tessa
the Valkyrie?
Thompson.
Yeah,
Valkyrie.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So goddamn cool.
And she's gonna be in the Avengers of Infinity War.
That's great.
Good.
That's awesome.
I think Korg. Thor. Korg.
Yeah.
Korg.
Oh yeah, Korg. Okay.
That guy was also my favorite.
Right.
Part.
He was motion capped and voiced by Taika Waititi.
Oh.
Because he always likes to put himself in a movie.
He's in his movie.
Right. He's that one character we find once Thor is fucking in the shit.
I tried to lead a revolution, but it was a real disaster. We didn't print enough pamphlets. The only people who showed up were my mom and her boyfriend, and I hate that guy.
Piss off, Ghost.
Yeah. He plays this sort of side character who's comedic relief, but he does it in a very interesting and dry and self-deprecating way. That is also, he has like this sort of innocent tone. It's really charming.
He killed it.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, he stole the movie.
It's really great.
But yeah, I know Valkyrie is supposed to play like a pretty significant role in Infinity War, the movie that has a fucking 1,000 people in it, so it's gonna be insane.
I watched that trailer and I just got stressed out.
Can we,
who are these
Can we take a quick detour right now to say what we think about this movie, which is pretty much like the biggest movie of the last the last 2 decades. It's probably the biggest movie ever, like just in terms of stars in it,
like scope,
and just everything about it.
Like Avengers was like a big deal because like it brought like 6 people together. Also, a guy who had fucking bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Dumbass. But this is fucking 10 years worth of movies and
so,
and it's just like
again, we don't usually talk about trailers, but I needed this quick aside. What did we think about this trailer? Because I didn't give a fuck.
Like I watched the whole thing and I was just
I was like, this looks
I can see myself in the theater exactly what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be like,
this looks like a Marvel movie, all right.
But it's just like 10
where's Korg?
10 Marvel movies happening at once.
Brian, what did you think?
I need like the trailer didn't do enough to like make it seem any different from the other Avengers movies.
I agree.
Like
there's no like weight.
Like the biggest issue with Age of Ultron is like it was just a retread. It also just fucking sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
And this one has like a lot more newer people, like Doctor Strange, Spider-Man.
But it also feels very Age of Ultron.
All the fucking Guardians,
yeah.
but like it still feels the same. I don't know. I need to see more.
There's no grandness to it. There's no it's just like Thanos could be fucking anyone. Like it doesn't like put the weight of it.
And
at all.
they've like hinted at it.
Yeah,
in
they
the other
have.
ones, but like, what has he done? He's sat in that fucking chair.
Yeah.
And like, I'm the bad guy. Bleh.
Excited
Josh Brolin, I was in Jonah Hex. Bleh.
Excited for Black Panther. Anyways,
that's true.
yeah, I don't know.
Thor Ragnarok. I think it's my favorite Marvel MCU movie.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Like again, I haven't sat down and really find the vocabulary to describe but it has this distinct look. Like everything that it
Taika Watiti.
Yeah, it's probably the direction here. Because I think there was a turning, like when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, it was such a turning point because it was so different from everything else, and I feel like this is so different from anything else. Someone I followed on Twitter was like, "I'm upset that Thor Ragnarok is the third in a series because I want this to be the origin point and more movies to be sort of like this, because this could be the last Thor. I don't even know. Is this the last Thor movie, or is there? I don't even know.
They've only ever done like 3 ones, but they've never said that.
So yeah, like I don't know.
At 3.
We don't really know what the direction is because I know they said like the movies now after Infinity War are going to be past movies or very future movies or something.
Yeah.
So,
but like the concept of it is just like basically a Thor Hulk team up thing.
Yeah.
And like a fun, and it's set like all on Sakaar, the weird trashy space
trash planet ruled by
that's
Jeff
why it's so
Goldblum.
good. It's like some fucking Mad Max fucking Thunderdome shit.
I know,
It's,
and like there's a bunch of, you could just put any 2 like fun Marvel characters on some weird distant planet and just have a fun
also,
time.
Mark
You
Ruffalo's
don't need-
really good.
Yeah, I
He's
like him a lot.
really good.
Man,
Mark Ruffalo's very good.
he's a fine actor, but as a person, I deeply do not like him.
What did he
What
do?
Mark Ruffalo do?
He thinks 9/11 is an inside job.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's also
Do I need to turn on my
He's
Alex
also
Jones
so-
voice again?
Oh,
He's also
no.
super pretentious and like an asshole.
Some documents right here. Also, Jeff Goldblum's in this movie.
Yeah.
Hell,
He's pretty good in
Jeff
that.
Goldblum is Jeff Goldblum.
Listen, here's what I'm gonna say.
love
I'm controversial. I think Jeff Goldblum's fine in this movie. Like he's good, but he doesn't like have a
He
character.
plays
Or
himself,
yeah,
and
exactly.
that's
Like,
enough.
it's
Okay.
clearly that they were
Yeah.
just like, just
Just
do what
just-
you would
just
do if
do
you were there.
whatever. Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
Taika
I'm
Waititi
stepping
was
in
like,
it.
you know
I'm
what would be
stepping in
hilarious?
it.
If Jeff Goldblum was in this movie. And
not
they're like,
not a guy, actually Jeff Goldblum.
let's act with this movie, but let's give him some crazy makeup. It'll be awesome. It'll be
Because
hilarious.
he doesn't have like a character name. He's like the creator. So
He's
the
whatever.
Grand
Yeah,
Master.
so it could be Jeff Goldblum.
And that's like, it's a character in the comics, but like it's a fucking nothing character.
There were some of those things that did great. I mean, like I said, when those Marvel, the very like by the book Marvel goofs really like, okay, it's a Marvel movie. But also there's this focus on this fucking character. I forget what the name of the person who like pretty much is the protector of the Bifrost. That Idris Elba's character was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's this new character.
Carl Urban.
Yeah. Whatever. But yes, there's this new character. He's sort of like this person at the job who like does everything half-ass and thinks he's hot shit. And they spend so much time on him, and he has like a redemption arc, and it's completely uninteresting. I don't even understand. I don't like him whatsoever, and I don't know why I wasted time on him. That's my one thing with that.
I like Carl Urban.
I like Bones.
I like Bones. He's funny.
Yeah,
No, like I get like you could like kind of toss him aside in the movie. You probably wouldn't be. Like,
I didn't even know. Was that
impacted at
actually
all.
Carl Urban?
Yeah, it was Carl.
I didn't even know it was Carl Urban.
Urban.
I love
He had
Dread.
a crazy hairstyle.
Anyways, is that all there is to say about Thor?
Yeah, it's dope, man.
It's a good movie.
Can't wait to see it again.
Murder on the Orient Express is a film. They gave us a lot of
Not
clue-
set in space.
No, not set in space. It's pretty.
Probably far from the opposite.
Yeah. This film gave
All-star cast.
Yes, and it gave us a lot of Clue vibes, which is a fantastic film.
Oh my god, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, sure.
And so
Shut the fuck up.
I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't.
I didn't.
remember
I was
that
not
now.
here when you saw that. But y'all went to see it. Ryan fell asleep apparently. So I don't know how much Ryan knows.
I didn't miss
Apparently,
that much.
Ryan knows enough to be going around saying that he didn't like the movie.
No, okay, so like, I don't fall asleep during movies, like ever.
You do though. You did.
I did this one time. The only time I remember doing this before is during Avatar, and I feel like that is
That's fair. That's fair.
very like you understand that movie's boring.
The
as
only
hell.
movie in the theater I've ever fallen asleep in was Transformers: Age of Extinction.
Well, that's understandable.
That is
And like we all know the story
of Transformers.
of Transformers. What's
Hercule Poirot.
yeah. World famous detective on a train. There's a murder on this train.
Harry
the
Hole.
train is called the Orient Express.
Oh my god, this would have been a completely different movie if Harry Hole was in charge of solving the murder.
And like the point where I fell asleep is like he's investigating the murder, and he pretty much just goes between talking to like different people.
Most of the movie is Well, because Johnny Depp plays this character named Ratchet, and he is on this train, and the train is like full. There's tons of people, and they get derailed because there's an avalanche of sorts. And then they wake up in the morning, and he has been murdered. And they're like, oh, shit, how did this happen? And Hercule Poirot just happens to be on the train because one of his buddies is the guy in charge of the trains. And so then it's just him trying to figure out what happened the entire time. And a good portion of the movie is him, like, interrogating the passengers.
So, I mentioned Clue, but was that sort of a thing that we just threw at it because of the murder mystery and the ensemble cast?
It didn't.
Okay.
The most Clue thing about this movie would be the trailer, I would say,
okay.
where it lists their titles underneath them. Like, there's not. It's kind of Clue-ish, just in the fact that who killed this person and how. But I mean, it's not. I thought it was really funny, but it's really not that funny. Because I just really like Kenneth Branagh, so anything he does.
Look, man, that's fair. He's great in this movie. His mustache is somehow better than his performance. Which, like,
somehow.
That's not a diss on him. It's
just
compliment.
a really exemplary mustache.
Yeah, it's perfect.
But because he plays like a theatrical, cartoonish detective guy, and that's one of my favorite kind of characters.
And like but like the movie would like go from him being like all theatrical and funny, then like, oh, this person got fucking stabbed. How that fucking happened? And then it would go back to being funny, and then like that whole like back and forth just got tiring. It didn't lead anywhere for the longest time, and that's when I fell asleep. And then I heard a gunshot. I was like, whoa, what happened? Something happened in the movie. It's crazy.
So
and then the ending thing happened. I was like, oh, I remember now. That's
excuse me.
That's pretty dumb.
Actually.
No.
So it is kind of fun, and
I think
in
it's
between like this is a murder mystery. So
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
If you can stay awake all night through it, it's a lot of fun.
So, Carrie, you really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. And
it's a very Carrie movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, and it's and I like trains.
I like trains.
But yeah, it's just his characterization and just I don't know. It's like dialogue heavy, and it's cool costumes, and there's all kinds of characters, and there's intrigue, and there's reveals, and it's like, what?
Is it long?
It's like right under 2 hours, I think.
Okay, so it's not too long.
No,
okay.
It's not. It didn't. I mean, I didn't think it felt long, but.
Okay. So, is there anything that we should specifically hit on? I guess before we move on to it, because you told me that maybe you should not to watch it. Watch it if you have the time. But...
I mean. I don't know if
it's
you would
not
like
required
it.
material. No.
It was. I mean, because I just remember watching that trailer and being like,
yeah, that trailer was really good.
I felt the same way.
And then I read the book, and I really liked the book, so then I was like, this is gonna be great, and it was.
Okay.
And I'm the only one on planet Earth who feels that way.
Yeah, it feels like this movie kind of came and went.
Yeah, people do not like this movie.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of really low ratings, But a lot of people are really thrilled that there's a movie about a large group of people getting together to murder Johnny Depp. So that.
Hey, Fantastic 2 coming at you, baby.
But I mean, I think this is a great movie, and if you are a fan of Kenneth Branagh, do yourself a favor and watch this film.
If you're not a fan of Kenneth Branagh,
do not watch this film.
No, what's wrong with you?
Watch Jack Ryan.
Yeah, first off,
Jack Ryan.
Now that is a boring movie. Kenneth is amazing in that movie. His opening scene is him. I don't remember anything about the plot of the movie, but Kenneth Branagh plays this Russian dude, and his opening scene is him getting his blood drawn for some reason, and the guy can't hit the vein or whatever, and so then Kenneth just backhands him and slaps him and takes the needle out of his hand and draws his own blood, and I was like, yes.
Kenneth Branagh was behind Cinderella, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about a boring ass fucking useless fucking movie. Cinderella. Fuck that movie. Holy shit.
I never watched it. It had a Frozen short in front of it also, so did another movie that came out this month.
Oh, fuck! I didn't see Coco. I just realized that. Oh, wow.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, we missed that. I didn't want to see it because of that Frozen thing.
I heard it, but they're removing it now.
They are, so I might see it now.
Buck wild.
How is 22 minutes a short to play in front of a movie?
22 minutes?
That's ridiculous.
Fuck me.
It was originally supposed to be like a cartoon like special, like a 30-minute cartoon special.
Oh, like a holiday thing.
Yeah, but then they just put it on front of a Pixar movie.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah, a lot of people were. And
Oh my
apparently there's like
God.
several musical numbers and it's just bad.
That sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Olaf, Josh Gad was in Murder on the Orient Express. I will say there are some scenes in Murder on the Orient Express that are very clearly like, because I read the book not too long before watching the movie, and they're very clearly like, we gotta punch up this dry book and make it more exciting for a movie.
I got just the man for the job, Josh Gad.
There's like a chase scene that's in the movie. People get chase scene in the movie, not in the book. People get stabbed in the movie. No one gets stabbed in the book besides Johnny Depp. Well, not in the book.
Well.
Johnny Depp, but you know, it's a fun
The
movie.
book explicitly says Johnny Depp several years before he's born. It's like, huh. What's
Well,
happening here?
speaking of murder,
Hey.
The Killing of a Sacred Deer is a film
Yes.
directed by Yorgos Lanthimos.
Mr.
Yeah,
the
he's-
Lobster himself.
Mr. the Lobster, Mr. George's not as liked movie of the year of 2016.
I
A
love
movie that I like in theory, not so much I enjoy watching.
I love that movie.
It's the dog stuff, Carrie. The whole dog thing is just a little.
Listen,
too
listen, that
It's
movie.
a good movie.
That movie looks pretty, and I like Colin Firth in it.
So,
Colin
Carrie,
Farrell.
I really wanted to see Killing of the Sacred Deer. Unfortunately,
You're giving Colin Firth a lot of work.
Yeah, Ryan just fucking.
I really wanted to see this movie despite my issues with the lobster. Unfortunately, it was only in theaters in our town for a fucking week and I missed it. Because I think I was in the hospital when it was out.
I don't remember.
I don't
but-
know. Oh, I'm so glad you remember when I was in the hospital, Carrie. Big deal to me.
Who are you?
But yeah, I totally missed it.
Anyways, Carrie.
So, Carrie, you like this
I
movie a
saw
lot.
I
so
like it a lot.
I threw out my like, oh, I don't know about this, and then I saw the trailer, and then I was like, okay, it's a spooky-esque movie.
It's real spooky.
I don't know if I'd call it spooky.
Or
My
the
thoughts on
trailer made it
were
seem like a
more
thriller.
like-
Suspense,
We're more like
I guess.
just morally disturbing.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Carrie. Well, we like this movie more than we like The Lobster. Oh well, fuck.
Well, I told you this. I have given up on guessing what movies you guys are gonna
Alright,
like
that's
because I'm
fine.
always wrong.
That's fun.
You thought I'd like Personal Shopper.
That's well, duh. Of course you're gonna fucking like Personal Shopper. But
You thought I'd like Murder on the Orient Express.
and look how you repaid me.
Audible snoring in the theater.
Really?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't
Okay.
snore. That would have been hilarious.
I'll tell you guys afterwards. I went to see Murder on the Orient Express again, and there was audible snoring.
And there is Killing of a Sacred Deer. I don't even know what this movie's about.
It's
Should you know what it's about, though? Is it better if you just don't know?
There's this kid, and
yeah.
there's
Tell me what you think you
there's
know.
I saw a trailer once, and
Yes.
there's this kid, and there's this family, and then this kid gets close to this family, and then weird shit starts to happen around this kid and this family.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah. So Colin Farrell is a surgeon. He's a heart surgeon, and he like befriends this kid because the kid wants to be a surgeon in the future, and it's basically I don't want to spoil the.
The Thing.
I mean, well, like I was thinking about spoiling, like, because it's
I'm
the
interested in
setup
seeing
is
this
cool,
movie.
and
I'm
I
interested.
want you guys to
Yeah.
watch it, but if you're able to, I don't know.
Yeah.
but it's basically just the kid does get close to the family, and then you find out more about what is the relationship between Colin Farrell and this kid. You find out that it's more than just he's like mentoring him in a way, and there's like a more deeper, some might say sinister connection between them, and then this kid starts to have adverse effects on Colin Farrell's family.
Okay.
And an important decision has to be made.
Does it have a similar pacing to The Lobster? The Lobster, I remember being only like an hour and a half or hour 40, but I remember it feeling like a fucking eternity for me.
I didn't feel that way during it.
Yeah, that's just me.
This movie is definitely. I said this and you guys were like, "What do you mean?" And like, I thought this movie was not as silly as The Lobster. I thought The Lobster was like really goofy at most parts, but I don't know, that just might be my
No,
warped
it
perception of
is, but the things that are in my brain that register as like funny and comedy just didn't fire. Like,
Yeah,
but I
okay.
recognize that they were going for like
So,
For me, when I watched The Lobster, I was like, "Oh, that's funny," and then like a horrible theme would happen, and then like my brain correlation is now like, "Oh, this is disturbing now."
yeah, but I just really, really like the tone of the movie. Like, it's a very similar tone to The Lobster. Like, they have the, like, dead, emotionless delivery, and I love that. I don't know why, but when I watch it, it's just, like, things that they say register as funnier when they're just saying it with zero emotion. Like, this movie had some of the funniest lines of dialogue that I've heard in a really long time, but they weren't played for humor, it seemed like, but that made them funnier. And I was alone in this theater. Well, I wasn't alone. There was one other person, so I didn't feel comfortable laughing out loud but I don't know. I like the performances. The soundtrack's really cool. It's very timpani heavy, so there's lots of like swelling, cool drums.
Okay, that sounds cool.
And there's a lot of tracking shots as Colin Farrell is walking through this hospital, so it gives it a really cool.
Tracking shots are cool.
It gives it a really cool Kubrick kind of vibe to it. But I'm scared to say that because then people are like, "Oh, that's definitely not Kubrick-esque." But whatever.
Shut up.
But yeah, I really like it, and I think you guys would dig it. I would hope in my heart that you guys would dig it.
Okay.
And there's some cool stuff, and there's some morally disturbing stuff.
Also, that poster is fucking
It's a good
dope.
poster. It's a good
Holy
poster.
shit,
I
man.
really like the poster. A lot of good posters this year.
Top 10 posters of the year.
My favorite.
Murder on the Orient Express.
I really like
Yeah,
that
it's a good
poster.
poster.
It's a good poster.
My favorite is It Comes at Night, and
Yeah,
then
it's
they
a
fucking
very-
butchered it for the
yeah.
DVD.
Oh,
I was so pissed.
Yeah.
Isn't it just like
It comes
they're
in-
both-
It's
they're both
Joel
holding-
Edgerton with a gun on the front, and he's like,
Most underappreciated movie of the year. It Comes at Night.
I love that
Fucking
You'll
hell,
hear
it
more
was
about
great.
that in our movie of the year's discussion.
That's true.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I
Who
guess. I don't know.
Who
Look at
knows?
your
How-
list. It didn't seem very high.
It's alright.
You know, I saw it a second time, and yeah, I don't know.
I watched it a second time, and I was like, damn, I like it more.
Oh, okay.
honestly.
Well, all right.
Really.
Listen.
This podcast is over.
I was thinking about that because I have been comparing me and Ryan's list that we've been going throughout the year, and I'm like, I have no idea how we're gonna fucking get a conclusive
I think
top
it just
10
comes,
for
like,
the three of
I
us.
feel like
We have such different tastes. So
I
it's
feel like
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
be
what
the
we're gonna do.
very. I feel like I'm gonna be like the very swing state this year because
You'll be like,
Well,
no,
me,
right?
me and Ryan are gonna be like, we have our movies, and you're gonna be like, actually, Atomic Blonde though.
let me tell you about what that movie came out on Blu-ray.
Guys,
And
I
I was like,
understand that you think Dunkirk is good, but what about Happy Death Day?
I completely forgot.
Guys, would I be upset if we took Dunkirk off the list
This is a
and
complete
replaced with Happy Death Day?
this is a complete tangent. But yes, I completely fucking forgot Dunkirk came out. Just fucking completely, all you motherfuckers on Twitter being like, "Wow, what an incredible fucking film! Wow, made me really think of like
Changed my
support
outlook
our
on
troops."
life. And it's like, Happy Death Day, though.
Happy Death Day's good. Anyways,
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet either.
okay. Lady Bird. I had no fucking idea what this movie was about when I walked in that movie theater.
Me neither.
I was talking someone on friend on Twitter was like, "Oh, Lady Bird's really good," and I was like, "I have no idea what that movie's about. It's a scary movie," and they never responded to me. So I'm like, "Oh, well, fucking I don't know."
And then you were terrified.
Bird people.
But yeah, Lady Bird, directed by was it Greta Gerwig?
Greta
Yep.
Gerwig, yep.
Greta Gerwig, which apparently is a person I should know about.
Right? When this movie started getting hyped, they were like, "Oh, this is why we love Greta Gerwig," and I was like, "I don't know."
I remember seeing that
I don't
too.
know who that
Like,
is.
she's
Like,
in.
I hadn't heard her name before. Like, I'd seen the Frances Ha poster before, but I've never seen anything with her in it. And so then everyone was like, "Oh, Greta Gerwig, my queen," and I was like, "Who?"
She was in 20th Century Woman, which movie that I have been meaning to see.
Last year?
She was also the star of the How I Met Your Mother spinoff, How I Met Your Dad, that was canceled because apparently people did not think she was funny.
How I Met Your Dad.
How I Met Your Dad.
But Lady Bird is a coming of age movie.
Yes.
Written about Greta Gerwig's own life a little bit. Very influenced by her own personal experiences.
And so like that really is this. It is a coming of age movie, and it is the things that. Well, actually, Carrie, I want to hear your take on this because I haven't really.
You're a girl.
No, that's not why. Just because like when I was growing up, I really, really loved coming of age movies, and I think it was because like the first movie that I fell in love with was The Breakfast Club, which sent me on a John Hughes like fucking obsessive path of watching everything and blah 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 blah. But then like once I grew, I was like, these movies are very formulaic, and they had the same sort of peaks and valleys and the same sort of moments.
Same way I feel about them. Yeah.
And like. And sometimes it tries to replicate the sort of dialogue of a person who is growing up and the sort of conflicts you have with your parents, and it can be sometimes very cringy and sometimes doesn't hit those marks. And Lady Bird has a lot of the template is there, but I personally feel like Lady Bird does a great job of maximizing the potential of a lot of the parts of a coming of age movie. So I want to hear your take, because it really is just a coming of age. Like I don't know how much to set it up. Like it's just a coming of age movie.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I liked it, but I was expecting to love it, and I didn't love it. I really liked it, and I feel like I missed something in the movie. But I just checked out as soon as I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but as soon as she's like, well, I have to lie to the popular people because I want to be a popular person. I was just like, yeah, I've seen Camp Rock too. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's like, but I get it, because like that's just part of her character, that she's like a compulsive liar as a defense mechanism. But...
And it's also like it's easy to the first thing you want, like at least like as someone who like quote unquote critical analysis fucking mode, whatever the hell, like it's easy to be like, oh, this is so easy and lazy and cheap. But I was like, also. Teenagers are boring and like they make the dumb same mistakes. Like it's all like so it's like
I mean it's a really well written movie. I'm not saying that it's badly written, but I just don't. I was just
you weren't able to get that connection.
I didn't relate to her because I thought I thought that was kind of a stupid thing for her to do, because she seemed like a smart girl who had cool things, and she was like, but I need to be popular though, and it's like I never understand that motivation whenever a character does that.
Like it kind of feels it just kind of feels unrealistic, and I don't know if it's because like you're from the outside looking in. Yeah. Like I've done some dumb shit. I didn't do that many dumb things when I was a kid, when I was younger, but I don't know. It's from the outside looking in, it's that stuff just like cringy, and it's like been done before.
But I mean, it's definitely like a really, really good movie. Like it's better than pretty much all the other movies of its kind. I just don't think I like this kind of movie that much.
Yeah, I think I grew out of it too. Ryan, what did you think? You saw it before any of us, and you really like it. I think
I super loved it. Yeah. So like, the coming of age movies, they usually don't do much for me, most because they're so like dependent on like you finding an attribute of this character and like it reflecting on something in your life.
Definitely.
And then you're like, oh yeah. It's like when I watch fucking Stand By Me or Breakfast Club or stuff like that, I don't really connect to anything. And also with a lot of like those types of movies, they always reach like some ending point where it's like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
And they're very like...
And this movie definitely has it.
I don't know about... I'll get to that.
Okay.
But like a lot of those movies, and like my biggest issue with Breakfast Club, which like it's a great movie and all, but like the ending, I don't like the ending of that movie at all.
Really?
Yeah, it feels like everyone really took a left turn and went outside of how their character should.
It is a little too clean. It is a little too clean, yeah.
And that's like my biggest problem with coming of age movie. It ends so clean because it's like we need to have a definitive ending to this story. But like what I admired most about the ending of Lady Bird is like there wasn't really a definitive ending to it. It's just, yeah, she like has this arc and she does learn a few like lessons on the way, but her character at the end still is this bratty girl who's like still doesn't like understand like what her parents are doing for her. But like she's taken like important steps to like realize like where to go next. And it's not like some definitive like, oh, I get it.
So I was gonna say
it's like she's truly progressing, and that's how normal people like evolve. Yeah. It's not like one moment. It's all these small moments that build us into who we become.
And that might be the most interesting thing about Lady Bird. Like one of the most like out of the things I think that make it rise above is that, because I was gonna say there is a clear moment where they could have just ended right there. Like here's the switch. Here's the thing where like like when she goes out to New York.
Okay.
Spoiler: she goes out to New York, I guess. like it felt to me like I was like, oh, is this movie gonna keep on going and there's gonna be a lesson or something? And she just has this moment like with her mother that isn't it's not like
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything.
Yeah.
I now understand the extent of everything you've done to me.
Yeah, it's like it's just a phone call. Like, hey, like you had this like because she has like this one moment like in like a like
it's like everything's connecting, but she's still not there.
Yes,
yet.
exactly. Yes, yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
definitely.
what I think is super dope about it.
Yeah,
because like the whole time watching this movie, I was like, okay, she's gonna like listen to her mom, and then she's not gonna move out to New York like she wants to. She's gonna stay in town because like that's the logical thing. Because she's fucking poor.
right.
It's expensive to move across the state to a fancy school, which she wants. Like her main goal in the movie is like she's a senior in high school and she wants to go to a fancy out-of-state college in New York because she hates Sacramento. My mouth was saying San Diego, but I knew it wasn't right. And her parents want her to stay in town because it's cheaper, and also they won't be near their fucking daughter, like as a parent would, obviously. But she's like, no, I have to go to New York, and that's like the main. There's a lot of like moments of her development. That's like her main overarching goal throughout the movie. And yeah, I feeling like, oh, she's gonna like learn a lesson to be like her mom, be like, oh, you know what's best for me, I'll just do what you want. But no, she still fucking does what she wants. That's what fucking kids do, especially bratty girls. But like she's developing as a person, and I understand that. And even like the way like they handled her lying to rich people, I liked that a lot more than because that's been done in a lot of stuff. But I felt like it was done a lot better.
Well, because there is that layer where it's more like a class struggle thing rather than
Definitely,
just I want to be popular because I want to be popular.
It's not like I want to
like there's a deep rooted shame that she has that she hasn't fully faced, and she's trying to cover it up.
And it's also like built up as like she's been doing this forever.
Yeah.
Like even like when like her dad drops her off from school, like even though like they don't address that moment right away, like I was like, oh, that's interesting that she's doing that, and then like they work towards that later. It's just super dope.
I think my favorite part of that movie is probably the end, only because. Like that whole last section, it takes like it's a lot longer than you expect. So like you said, Ryan, like, you think there's gonna be a moment, and then it isn't. She goes, and it happens fucking quick. Yeah. Like it's just a montage. Like okay, they're gonna make the pay. Like here's how we're gonna put another. Like we're gonna re-up our mortgage on the house, or we're gonna do this and this and this. And she's in New York, and she's like, there's that one like she's just in New York. She's just like, and you can really feel like how fucking. Just different it all is, and I know a lot of movies have like this, like, oh, it's the big city, whoa, look at this. But there's something like at that point, you know, this character that being there is fucking significant and fucking weird. I really really enjoyed that last scene. I don't know.
It's like despite everything that like this movie has told you and like past movies have told you, it's like she should not like being there. Like she should go there and be like, you know what, actually. But no, she's just there, just like, yay!
And also, I personally don't think like it is some fucking. I feel like the praise for this movie might ruin.
It's the highest rating.
It might ruin. It might ruin people going in because like it's a great movie, but I don't.
I know. I watched this with my parents because like my parents are weird. They exclusively like coming of age movies. Like that's it, and watching it alone is probably ruined my enjoyment of those movies just because like it's the only thing they like. And like they watched this and they didn't like it because like there wasn't an ending to it. Like it just didn't end. Like, that's the point of the movie. Are you missing the point? I was like, yeah, but I like movies that have an actual ending. It's like, get out of here. Get out of here, Dad.
Get out of here, Mom. And then you have a whole Lady Bird segment too. You have a tumultuous relationship with your mother because she doesn't like Lady Bird.
That'll be the movie I write about my life.
Lady Bird 2. My mom doesn't like Lady Bird.
My movie's all about like me showing my parents movies they don't like it because they don't have an definitive ending to them. Like, well, I'm so sorry that's not like, you know, freaking The Lost Boys. Not every movie can be the Lost Boys of movies.
Mom!
One last thing, I think, before we move on. I think one of the things I found really interesting about this movie is that it is a coming of age movie, but it's also a coming of age movie of being on the line between like middle class and just being like fucking poor and being Like it's fucking really fucking fascinating. And I think they did that very well, because it's sort of the background, and it affects literally everything about her family, like how they act, and like how her father is little, like he's
his arc.
Yeah, his whole arc. I thought that was really well done and really interesting.
Same here. It's a good movie. Movie of the year? Tune in next time to find out.
I don't know. Well, I guess it'll be January when we do that episode, huh? Yeah, because it's still December.
Probably.
You still gotta watch The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, we do. Hell yeah, we do.
Anyways.
Don't you mean Jumanji 2, Welcome to the Jungle?
No.
There's gonna be a fucking... Again, tangent. There's gonna be a fucking Jumanji bit at the Game Awards.
A Jumanji what?
Bit.
Oh.
Because it's like, they're in the game. It's the Game Awards. I bet they can't even fucking get The Rock. It's probably gonna be like Jack Black. Yeah, because Jack Black was in a video game. So it'll be Jack Black. Oh,
what if it's the kids from the beginning of the movie?
Yeah, that may
who
be
go
it.
into the bodies. Like,
We're
the stars of the new Jumanji movie.
We are hardcore gamers. Anyways, moving on.
Dwayne Johnson plays me in Jumanji. Welcome to the Jungle. I'm really gonna tell him all about who I am. Poor.
3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri. I actually don't.
What the hell is this movie about?
I know nothing about
Harry?
it.
You're the only person who saw it.
I really like this movie, and it's one hell of a title, I'll tell you that. But
Great poster as well.
oh, so such a good poster. So this movie is basically Frances McDormand's character is I don't remember her name, but her daughter was murdered. And this is serious tone. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down, guys. And Ryan, please. She feels like, and it's been like a year or so since her daughter was murdered, and she feels like the police are not doing their jobs in trying to get the murder solved, and they're not.
Had all the clues.
They haven't made. Another movie that could have been helped if Harry Hole was only there. But yeah, so basically she takes a stand against the police department in Ebbing, Missouri by buying these 3 billboards that are on this rarely used stretch of road that leads up to her house, because they're these rundown billboards that have nothing on them. And she buys them, and it's 3 billboards. The first one says, raped while dying. Second one, still no arrests. Third one, how come Chief Willoughby? So she calls out the chief of police, and this small town gets all riled up by that because everyone loves the chief of police. And so it's basically, it's a really character-driven movie with really awesome performances, but it's basically the story of this town fighting against her while she's trying to get the murder of her daughter solved, and also taking opposition with the police department. And the chief of police is played by Woody Harrelson, and then there's this little deputy guy played by Sam Rockwell, and those two and Frances McDormand are the main 3 characters, and it is great.
Is this based on anything? Because it sounds very
I
now.
believe so. I don't remember.
Okay, it just feels very like what audiences would want.
Yeah.
Now.
I feel like I was watching.
Very serial is what I'm saying.
Reading something or watching an interview, but the script was written a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
And it was always written with Frances McDormand in mind, and you could tell, and she's great. And she just plays this take no shit from anyone, isn't afraid to be an asshole character, and I really liked it. And it's got that like sort of like redneck, mean-spirited, just like gritty grossness that I also enjoy.
So I assume it's just it really is just.
It was written, produced, and directed by the Martin McDonagh.
Martin McDonagh. Yeah, he did In Bruges and 7 Psychopaths.
So it looks like it's all from his own mind.
Yeah, but I've seen it described as like a modern Western kind of. I watched No Country for Old Men for the first time this year.
I should rewatch that movie.
It's got it's kind of like No Country for Old Men, but if it were like a really, really like pitch black comedy. And I might just be thinking that because it has Woody Harrelson in it, but I don't know.
But it seemed like it had
It's
a comedy, even from the trailer.
Yeah, it's really. I thought it was really funny, and
Yeah.
but there's also some really like dark and disturbing
It's like
things.
a black comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But-
So does this...
So it's the cable guy of this modern
No,
generation.
no, it is not.
So, Carrie, we haven't seen it. Is this top 10?
It is for me.
Okay.
Let me see what's on Carrie's list.
Okay, well, you can't spoil it. That's content. That's...
Our content, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's for my own pleasures.
I think it's right at number 10. This one is for
Oh
me.
damn.
Okay. So, character and performance driven,
Oh, yeah.
and sort of like the relationships with these characters.
Yeah, and I like
okay.
there.
It's not really about the mystery as much as the characters, sort of.
Yeah, like it never goes into like here are our suspects.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's
Okay.
who. Like it's more about her kicking people in the ass
Right.
and being like, "Hey, why aren't you doing this?" And then you find out that there's tragic things going on with those characters. It's like, well, this is why we're not doing this, or this is the thing that's in our way. And so, and I've seen a lot of people talking about this movie and how every single like there's characters who have like 2 scenes or less, but you still feel like you got to know them, and it's just really cool.
All right, cool.
I think it's enjoyable. I don't know if you guys will like it, but I really liked it.
All right. Well,
Let's talk about
here we
the
go.
movie
Oh my
that just
fucking
keeps
god.
Come together. Fun fact: this podcast was created because we knew someday we
There would
would
be a Justice League.
There would be
So
a
we
Justice-
could come together and
Yeah.
talk about movies.
Because the first trailer for this movie dropped like almost 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. No, because this. No, we did talk about Batman v Superman on this show.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
That was early.
It was
Like
early,
the 4th
yeah.
episode.
That was the one that got
That's
corrupted.
the one
We
that
had
got
to record it again.
Oh, that's true. Hopefully,
And we lost my Victor Frankenstein discussion.
hopefully history doesn't repeat itself.
Yeah.
Justice
Oh,
League.
Christ.
I
Don't
think
say that.
Oh man, dude, I didn't.
So, like, the
I
thing
fell
about-
asleep during this
the
movie.
thing about-
The
Justice
the
League.
theme of November, sleeping at the movies.
The thing about Justice League is Batman v Superman came out.
Yes.
It was a
Fact.
objectively bad movie.
Fact.
I don't care if you like, it's bad. It's a bad movie.
It's bad.
But the first problem with Justice League is it started filming a month after Batman v Superman came out. So the script was already like made and they were already in pre-production for this movie, and then people were like, "We hate this." So then like it immediately went into like, "Oh, we need to fix this as soon as possible." So like it was fucked to begin with because all the sides were there, and then they had to like fix it already, and then they put out a trailer that year of a movie that wasn't going to come out for another year, and people were like, yeah, Batman, Aquaman in the flag, and want to come together. And then things happened because apparently Warner Brothers didn't like it. Zack Snyder had to step away from finishing the reshoots and finishing editing it for personal reasons. There was a death in his family. I won't get into it. But actual serious. So they hired Josh Whedon, a different kind of misogynist, to finish the film.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's why his name was on this. Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember that.
And he, even though they had filmed the whole movie, Joss Whedon rewrote the script enough to, be counted as the screenwriter for the movie. And he redirected over half of the fucking movie.
And you can tell.
You can very easily tell.
Again, I fell asleep, so I have no idea.
And then, he redid it, and they filmed it, like, this summer. Like, it was super soon, and, like, it's, from the first scene of the movie, it is noticeable. Because, as everyone knows, Superman had a mustache they had to digitally remove.
No, he didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see a mustache.
Oh my fucking god! I remember now about this movie. What the fuck was that fucking intro sequence?
With the iPhone?
Oh my fucking!
Hi, Superman! What's your favorite thing about Earth? And he's like, my fucking girlfriend.
That sweet ass.
And what
It's
song?
not the people that you're saving. It's like, no, it's this bitch.
And what was the song they fucking played melodramatically over the fucking like? Oh my!
Come together.
No, not that one. You fucking.
No, I just remembered my favorite part of this movie when they had that newspaper with David Bowie and Prince and Superman in the middle, and the headline was, "Did they go back to their home planet?" I was like, fuck this movie, actually.
Nothing about the DC
I'm looking at the
movies
soundtrack for this.
make Superman out to be like the hero of Earth, no matter how many times they tell me he is. He's just so sad all the time. And it's like, what's your fucking problem?
Super sad, man.
More like sad, man.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows. They played the fucking sad version of Everybody Knows. The deck is loaded. Everybody knows. I guess I'm
I don't know that song.
Oh, I know that song.
But anyways, they played this super fucking melodramatic while like a fucking puppy got fucking like strangled or whatever the hell.
Oh yeah, Superman
The end
died.
is here or whatever the fucking
They
shit.
had to digitally move his mustache.
Some fucking homeless
And
guy
it doesn't
holding the
even
jar,
look
empty of piss.
noticeable.
It's empty. Yeah.
I remember on our way home from the movie, you
haven't said anything meaningful about this film at all.
You
Go
were
ahead.
driving.
Oh, no.
You were driving me and our friend Zoe home, and you both were like, "Something felt weird about Henry Cavill's face, didn't it?" And I was like, "Oh, I got a story for you guys." Because it's so.
Like, that's the
On
main
a
thing people talk about this movie, but it's so bad.
The rest of it's just bad. It's inconsistent.
I will say, I saw the beginning of this movie and the end of this movie, and nothing in between. So I have no idea what happened. So if you come at me like, actually, it's kind of liberating because like. I needed to watch it. I needed to watch it. I didn't want to watch it,
yourself.
but now I can say I watched it and I fell asleep, and for some reason I feel at peace about that. I don't know why, but anyways, it felt very different from Batman vs Superman. I will say that very much. It felt like it tried to be more buddy.
It's better than that.
But it tried to be very buddy and very.
Yeah.
It felt It felt like Avengers a little bit more, not in like quality or not that Avengers is the best movie,
Quality.
but like. It still looked like a Zack Snyder movie, but with like a fun, dumb tone. I don't know. I don't know.
But I honestly would have preferred another Batman v Superman over
Really?
this. It's so inconsistent, and the funny parts are bad. The
A lot
Flash,
of air quotes getting
the
thrown around.
Jason
Oh my
Momoa
god,
was in
Flash
it.
was so fucking
the Flash
annoying.
was the most obnoxious, annoying character. You can
Is
tell.
it a bad time to bring up my blood sugar?
You can tell that every one of his scenes was just reshot with like, "Oh, we need you to." All
We
right,
need a funny quip.
all right,
Here's
Ezra
Joke
Miller.
number 217.
Alright, he has like a Rolodex. Ezra, bust out a real gut buster, alright? We're really
All right, 224 is hilarious. I came up with it last night. You're gonna love it. Check please. And it's like, cut. I know for a fact we put that one in the movie right after Superman gets his ass handed to him literally by Batman.
And so, the one positive thing I've heard people say about this is it
ended.
Actually, yes. People keep saying, like, I like the way it ended. And it feels cheap to me. It feels just because
Because they beat the gray villain with no
and it was all
motivation.
fun and like, we're fucking Justice
Which,
League.
before, I'm sorry, but like, the villain was bad. His power was he could teleport places and just pick up
and
cubes.
yoink the cube and just shoot off.
Which, by the way, were the humans put the cube in the dirt? Did you see that?
Alright,
George?
so
Okay,
there's three cubes.
There's 3 cubes. They
There's
were
one
left
with the Amazonians, one with the Atlanteans, and one with the humans.
Yeah, the Amazonian ladies put them in these like pedestals surrounded by guards.
There's like a fortress.
Like they built buildings just for this
There's,
sacred
like, hundreds of
artifact.
people with
Because if you
guns
put these
pointed at
3
it.
cubes together, the whole planet just fucking
the
explodes.
whole planet terraforms into this hellscape that this guy wants. It's like, huh?
And the humans, they dug a hole in the ground and just yoinked it in there.
Yeah, like,
and it wasn't even a
Atlantis-
deep hole.
Atlantis and the Amazonians were like, we have dedicated structures to protect this cube and keep it from danger. And the humans were like, bury it.
This
we
bitch
can
empty.
bury it in the
Yeet.
bury it in the backyard, I guess.
And the dumbest part is it took him the longest to
find
find that one. And when he found it, it was because they were fighting Superman because of like, oh, he's so bad.
I woke up for that part.
And he's just like, oh yeah, sweet. He teleported away.
That's the part where he goes to Lois Lane, right? And he's like super
They-
hot.
They,
and,
they
like,
bring out the big gun.
But
Oh
it's
my
because
God, that scene was-
it's because in Batman v Superman, the Flash was like, Lois Lane is the key. Because like if they didn't bring Lois to that scene, he would have killed all of Earth.
Sure. Okay, got it.
Anyways.
Because
Wow.
obviously the puss is so much more important than killing everyone else. That's the one thing keeping Superman's humanity alive. Jesus Christ.
That is the one joke that made me genuinely laugh in this movie when Ezra Miller was just like, Pet Cemetery. But that's just because I like Pet Cemetery.
Anyways.
The ending. What you liked about the ending?
Nothing. I don't know. I don't know.
The after credit stuff was fine.
I guess. Was that the running?
The
Yeah,
running
they were
thing.
running, and
it was obnoxious because Ezra Miller and Superman have no chemistry.
Yeah.
Like they do not look like they would hate out in real life.
I felt like they were just trying to make a fun, like,
Yeah.
camaraderie.
Well, yeah,
And
they were like, we need a goofy one and a serious one.
And like the Legion of Doom thing.
Mark
Oh,
Zuckerberg
yeah.
is starting the Legion of Evil.
Goddamn, it's gonna buy Snapchat.
I don't get why they put Deathstroke there, because a
Yeah.
normal fucking person doesn't know who Deathstroke is.
Yeah, who? Which one was he?
Did you watch Teen Titans as a kid?
A little bit.
The bad guy with the orange face.
Not a lot, I guess.
Okay. He was the main villain of the Teen Titans show.
Is that true?
I remember liking the girl in purple a lot. The one with the red-
Raven?
No,
Yeah.
not her. The one with the red hair. The
Starfire.
The two-piece. Yeah,
Starfire, yeah, she's dope.
I like her.
Yeah.
That's all I
Why
remember.
aren't they making a fucking Teen Titans
Don't-
movie?
Well,
That would
here's
be
the thing.
dope.
Because the only good thing about Teen Titans is the cartoon show. Teen Titans, the comic book, is garbage.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's fucking
But just
awful.
just take those characters. And by the way, Cyborg actually
Oh, yeah.
awful. Like I know I can't compare like the cartoon character and the movie character, but he's so sad. And it's like I get it, you're sad because you're a gross robot man. I don't know why, but
My
you are.
software updated overnight. Now I don't know what my arms can do.
But he's so sad, and he
He
delivers all of his
He
lines
says
so like.
booyah.
Would you say he delivers them robotically, right?
Yes, I would. But like, and then he says "booyah" at the end, and
He does?
Yeah, and that's like his catchphrase in the show. In
Oh.
the comics, he like blasts people. And like in the comics, he's like funny. He's like, haha, booyah, I'm a robot. Bam, bam, bam. But the movie's like, haha, booyah. And he might as well be saying fucking bazinga at that point because the line has no meaning or significance
And
because his character is not fun.
He goes, booyah, and then Aquaman's like, my man!
Superman's like, what happened?
The Batman's like, ow, my legs hurt.
My knee.
It is incredible to see a movie that only exists because someone desperately wants to make something happen here. Like
It's
just
so
by
interesting.
sheer force of like fucking I don't even know.
It's so interesting how there's, like, watching the trailers, the old trailers again, you can see there's easily, like, another hour of movie that we missed.
God.
And, like, I'm curious to see what that was. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I would generally watch a director's cut, not the Joss Whedon director's cut. The other guy.
But have you heard about Wonder Woman's ass, though? Let's
my
put that
God.
in the movie.
Oh
Wait,
a
what?
million times. Like, every single time they had, like, a Wonder Woman ass shot in the movie. That
Really?
happened a
Every
lot.
time she was, like, her ass was, like, center screen, she'd like, oh my god, what's happening? Like, her ass would be there.
Really?
It's like, oh my god. I mean, those are, like, objectively, those leather pants are stylish.
It's true.
And you do look great in them, but I don't need to see your ass 1,000 times. What people like about your character is your ass wasn't in the movie the whole time in your
Yeah.
own movie, and now it's just your ass.
So is Zack Snyder coming back for another one of these, or is?
I don't think so. I don't think they like him anymore. Which is
I mean, to be fair, I don't listen. Zack Snyder may not be a competent filmmaker, but I will also say that he probably doesn't deserve whatever fucking demands that these fucking executives.
Oh,
Because there's
yeah.
no way. It's got to be a fucking nightmare.
Oh
Uh, But yeah, I don't know.
like my whole thing with Zack Snyder is he makes very stylish stuff, and like I don't think you can argue.
stylish is it has a look to it.
It has a look, and I like it.
Eh.
It looks nice. It's his look. You can't take away his
that
look.
looks
Zor.
really great.
That
Zach.
looks
Listen.
great, Zach. You did a great
Watchmen
job.
looked good. That's all I'll say. But
Yeah, and
that was the least Zack Snyder looking movie though.
which movie?
Watchmen.
Oh yeah, yeah. But like this movie, like it just took so much of like I hate his movie.
It was short.
But like it sucks that they took away like what he wanted his movie to be. Like at last minute, that just feels wrong.
Because it just feels like a corporate product
Yeah.
completely. Yeah.
And like that makes me feel bad, especially because he had a fucking family tragedy
Yeah.
that took him away from finishing the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
So
Anyways.
like it makes me just feel bad for Zack Snyder, which is something I thought I'd never say.
We should send Zack Snyder a card.
From movies are real.
So fuck Warner Brothers, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever
Except for it. That you did good on that
Oh.
or
one.
whatever the production code is,
God.
like Evil Twisted Pictures or the fucking shit. I don't fucking know.
Joss Whedon International.
There
He's
you
back,
go.
baby.
He's probably gonna direct the what's it fucking movie?
Batgirl movie. He's still on board for
man.
that. If there's a movie I do not
Read
want
the
to see,
fucking room. Holy shit. Oh wow. Anyways, that was November.
that's Justice League. No one no one watched it,
True.
and anyone who did watch it probably hated it. Right now.
I feel bad because that
Movies
song
of
is also produced by Junkie XL, who did the soundtrack for Mad Max. It's a good soundtrack. Anyways,
December has some surprisingly good movies for being the end of the month.
Yeah.
You didn't think.
Shape of Water,
Yeah.
which apparently is a smaller movie that's being distributed.
Well, I don't think it is. I think I just looked at because there's like a New York premiere date that I think I was looking at. Then I was like, that's the release date.
On Rotten Tomatoes, they had it listed for the first, but that was just like the New York.
God damn it, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I mean I thought it was the first too, and then
Yeah, okay.
like.
But
It's
yeah,
like,
I think it's a
like,
big movie. I don't know.
It's starting at the first week. It's just New York, and after that, it's all the big cities, and then after that, it's pretty much everywhere.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Guillermo
yeah,
del Toro,
Yeah,
Fishman. Lady likes Fishman.
she's deaf.
No, she's mute.
She's mute. Yes.
Because there's a scene in the trailer where she's like, no, she's mute. She can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Woman
I
falls
saw
in.
the trailer once, and
Jeez.
I didn't really.
Lady
care
falls in
that
love with the
much.
fish. Lady falls in love with the Fishman.
Yeah.
First time we saw this trailer was in front of Monkey Movie, and I liked this trailer
Oh, you're
more
right.
than I liked the Monkey Movie.
I like.
Yes,
Fish more than
I'm
monkey.
really excited for this movie.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm indifferent.
God, every time I wish I liked Crimson Peak so much more. I wish I want to.
That movie looks really
like that
good.
movie looks fucking
I
unbelievable.
just really like that movie.
It's
them gothic horror movies.
but I
That's
just
my
got
jam.
I just got nothing. I have that poster there. That's
Yeah, I
been there
know.
for years.
It's good.
And every
It's a
time I
good
remember
poster.
Crimson Peak. God, that movie was
Every
good.
time I look at that poster, remember I do not own that movie because I don't like it.
Yeah.
I've just rewatched that movie a few weeks ago. Actually.
Anyways, Shape of
I
Water.
love it.
Shape of Water.
That's the thing. I'm excited to watch that.
Fun.
People
This-
are saying a lot of positive things.
Mhm.
People are saying it is the Ladybird of fish romance movies.
Okay.
It's the Ladybird of Monster.
I didn't think this next movie was actually going to make it to the end of the year. I thought it was going to be next year. The Disaster Artist, the movie based
Yeah.
on the making of The Room, the Tommy Wiseau film, starring both Franco brothers.
Mhm.
Which it didn't hit me until I I was like, it's both of them.
Yeah.
The better
Yeah.
Franco has in it. Dave Franco.
Yeah, Dave Franco. It's weird how Dave Franco is considered the better
Yeah,
Franco.
he's the favorite.
Even
Franco.
though like he's not in anything.
I think people just like him.
He's in all of our hearts, Ryan.
That's the thing. Like,
Well,
if
same.
like,
Okay.
like,
But,
he-
like I try to think of like what's a Dave Franco movie? It's
But
like, well, that cameo he
Neighbors.
made.
but here's the thing. Like, he's so, like, the best boy that I'm waiting for something bad to happen. Like, he's just like, anyways.
Harder they fall.
So how do you feel about The Room? I don't love them.
I've
I don't
seen-
even think it's fun to watch.
I've never seen it.
I've only seen like best of clips on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've seen the whole thing. It's a fucking bizarre movie.
Yeah.
I feel like I would love it. Like
it's
it
not-
seems like my kind of.
I think it's more, like, fascinating and bizarre. Like, it's a fucking trip, man.
Mm-hmm.
That sex scene's fucking bizarre. That's probably the best part of that movie, in my personal
When
opinion.
he's having sex with her belly
Well,
button.
he's having sex with everybody, but like, it's just fucking weird. But yeah, I don't know. The Room is a weird thing, and it seems like it seems like the story of The Room is way more interesting than the actual film, because I really think it's not a very good movie. Like, it's not even a fun movie to watch. Like, it has moments. I think if you just discovered The Room, if you were the first person to discover this
Sure,
fucking
yeah.
movie, you'd be like,
What
what
the
the
fuck?"
fuck is this fucking thing? It's like a birdemic that's automatically all the way on the other side of, like, whoa.
Yeah, because like the story is like Tommy Wiseau, like he came out of nowhere. He funded this movie himself. He paid for this billboard in L.A. for 5 years apparently, that had a phone number that, from what I understand from research, was probably his personal phone number. So people would call him and be like, "Hey," and he's like, "Hey, it's my movie. You should see. It's good."
But
so,
yeah,
like just that character, the character of the real person, is so interesting.
It's like this person who's like, he's got this heart of gold, and he really wants.
But he's also like, come on, man.
Like he's just like not like he just don't got it, man. But he just does it anyways, and makes this fucking bizarre fucking film. And this is the sort of making of like from the lens of a Seth Rogen production, because it is produced through Good Universe. Him and Evan Goldberg, is that his name? Yeah, yep. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited. I hope this pans out.
The real Tommy Wiseau makes a cameo in a post-credit scene.
Yeah, I heard.
So we gotta say after the credits for the Franco
and also
Wiseau action.
The actress and the actor and the actress who played Johnny, and I forget her name, are in the movie. It seems from the trailer. I was like, that's that actress.
Okay.
That's definitely that actress who gets fucked at the belly button.
Oh, nice.
With that red dress.
Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa. There you go.
Lisa.
And that one little kid who like wants to watch them have sex. It's a fucking weird movie.
He's like, you did drugs. What's wrong with you? Play football with me.
Anyways,
I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, we should definitely see that this week.
Yeah, we should watch that.
We haven't gone to a movie all of us together in a while.
Yeah, it's been a thing. It's been wild.
It's been a couple months. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
There's a Star Wars movie
I
coming.
think I'm the only one of us who's really excited
Yes.
for the new Star Wars.
Yes, I bet you are.
Yeah, I'm wondering what it could be. My girlfriend has a lightsaber. It's awesome.
That's true. We didn't even talk about
I
her
feel like
during
in
our
general-
Orient Express discussion.
Yeah, it's true. In general, the excitement for this feels really low.
I think it was Rogue One.
Yeah, and that
Because Rogue One came out and people were just confused and like people were super hyped leaving, and then like a week later, like actually.
But the thing is,
happened?
I walked into Rogue One being fucking hyped as fuck.
Yeah.
Like I liked it, and I still like that movie a lot. But I see the trailer. I see the trailers for the Last Jedi, and it does nothing for me.
Yeah.
I think it's because like they're trying to not show anything.
Also, I haven't seen The Force Awakens since it came out.
Oh really?
I've only seen it once.
I've seen it.
Wait, no, I lied. I saw part of it. I think I don't remember. I don't care.
I've seen it. Look. People know me as the guy who didn't like Star Wars growing up because I was so confused as to what the prequels were. Because I was fucking 7. People were like, watch the first Star Wars movie, and I was like, okay. So I watched The Phantom Menace because it has 1 in the title. It's like, this sucks. And then I eventually watched the other ones. Like, you know what? Fuck this. And then I watched The Force Awakens, and I liked it a lot.
Listen,
It's good.
Because it's got Daisy Ridley.
That's
it's got
true.
John Boyega. It's got Oscar Isaac.
Ooh, I forgot about
it's
that.
got porgs.
It's got. I love the porgs.
Oh my fucking
Oh, are those
God.
little guinea pig things?
Yes.
Oh boy.
I love
The
them.
Minions?
No,
Oh,
they're not
no.
minions.
Oh, God.
They're like They're like tropical penguins. I love them so
What?
much.
That's a puffin.
There's puffins in the movie.
I am Team Porg. I do not care.
I am on Team Porg just because I don't want to be that guy for once.
You don't want to be that guy.
I like the. Here's the thing, Porg. I like the merchandise around Porgs. I don't like the Porgs in the movie.
I like the concept of porgs.
Yes, I don't like the hyper realistic Porg in the film.
I think we got to see the emotion and truly appreciate Oscar Isaac.
But hey, I hope.
yeah.
But hey, I mean, it's a new Star Wars movie, and that's exciting.
It's always exciting until we see the Han Solo movie next year.
I really
which
like.
is apparently
oh,
supposed to
yeah.
still happen in May of next year. Can you believe that?
I mean, they shot Justice League in the summer, I guess. So
Yeah,
anything's
but
possible.
there's not even a trailer for a movie that comes out in May.
That's true.
A movie that no one wants to see. Name me one person who's like, I can't wait to see the Han Solo movie.
I mean,
No one.
There was
no
an
one gives a shit about
There
it. and they
was
shouldn't even
before
put
they
it out.
there was before Ron Howard got the most
Even,
basic.
like, the directors were the one thing that
Yeah,
was
that's
maybe
true. That's
interested
true.
in
That
it.
was the one thing.
Because the
Because like we
concept of it-
trust you. Yeah.
The concept of it is not interesting to me
it's
at
not at
all.
all.
Yeah.
And now Ron Howard's a good director and all. The Grinch.
Let me
Who
tell you
Stole
about-
Christmas.
Oh, the Jim Carrey
starring
one?
Jim.
Hell yeah.
Let me-
I know you're
Mwah.
joking, but I love that movie.
Let me tell you about a film called Inferno.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking. I was like, I know I saw a
Let
Ron
me tell
Howard
you about
movie.
In the Heart of the Sea.
Inferno is great. I don't know what you're
Look,
talking.
Ron
Tom
How-
Hanks forgot what coffee is.
Ron Howard puts out like good movies, but not movies that you're like.
Yeah, fucking. What was that Cocoon? He did Cocoon, yeah.
No one's like that Ron Howard movie really changed the way I view
He's
Ron
not
Howard
great.
movies.
I don't know,
Yeah, I
man.
don't know.
Ron Howard's not great.
Star Wars.
Star Wars: Last Jedi. Mark Hamill is back.
I do like Mark Hamill.
Kara,
Why'd you
Kara,
write down Ferdinand in this book?
Because John Cena plays the bull.
Okay, never mind. I'm on board now. I'm on board now.
It's about a dog. It's about a bull.
Bull. He's a bull. He's a bull with a heart of gold. And it's voiced by John Cena. And it's also, I was looking at the IMDb page today. It's got Flula Borg in it. He's a YouTuber that I really like.
Oh, okay.
He's
the
a
German
yeah,
guy.
he's a German DJ who does a lot of cool music stuff, but he also has this running series where he breaks down American slang really confusedly early in the morning.
The only time I saw him he was on Conan's show.
Oh yeah.
He went to a nude beach with Conan, and it was really funny.
That sounds very Conan.
It was really funny.
Yeah, I love Flula and I love John Cena.
I hope John doesn't reveal that John Cena's a scumbag. I really like John Cena.
Oh.
Well, we got another
Well,
month
actually,
of
I mean, I'm
2017 to find out how many people love her scumbags.
I know. He's married to Nikki Bella? I don't know.
Don't know who that is.
She's a wrestler.
Oh, what a
He's
surprise.
a wrestler. That's what he does, yeah.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
I thought he was just an
I
actor.
thought he made his starring
Everyone
role
knows
in Fred
in
the
Trainwreck.
movie. When he played Fred's dad.
but not his
Friend
real
is
dad.
100% the next person to be revealed as a scumbag, right?
Fred?
Yeah.
Lucas Cruikshank is like he still does YouTube videos. He
Yeah.
does like challenge videos and vlogs.
Oh, did he drop the character, Fred?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he dropped I don't think he's able to do the character. I think.
Yeah,
Someone
it's
owns
probably like
it?
a
I think-
Nickelodeon thing.
'cause Nick-
Right, he
Nick
produced
has
the
a
movies. Nick
Well,
produced
Nick
it.
also had a show about Fred,
Ah.
and I think they took the character from him, and now.
I
and
don't
now-
think he wants to do it anymore.
No, I
But-
think he.
That's probably a bad deal
I
either
think
way, but...
Yeah.
I think after doing 3 Fred movies and a TV show,
God.
when you're in your mid-20s, it's like, you know what,
It's probably a little weird.
a little weird. But yeah, he does his own YouTube stuff, and he came out too, so like he's very happy.
Anyways, Jumanji.
Jumanji, welcome to the jungle. Baby.
Do you think this movie is gonna kill? Do you
I
think it's gonna be
don't think-
successful?
What do you mean kill?
Like it's gonna be
like,
very...
I will be dead.
It
by
will
the end
murder
of this
our
movie.
wallets.
Like, it will
'cause
make
everyone will be
It will
flocking
make
to the
a
theaters
lot of
Christmas.
money. Yes, it's gonna make a fuck ton of money, I think.
Look, like people
People like The Rock.
but also no one saw Baywatch.
Because it was bad, also.
Yeah, but like, this is Jumanji. Come on, man.
Mm.
Look, I am actually.
But it's Jumanji. It doesn't Look, here's the thing. Jurassic Park did a shit ton of money because it felt like it's had the feeling of a Jurassic Park. This doesn't feel like at all.
Yeah.
Jumanji. None of the feelings of Jumanji. Like, there's nothing here. It's all gone. It's all replaced with Guns N' Roses. They took all like the sense of adventure and being a child and all of that and just
Because
fucking
the
Guns N'
children
Roses.
are played by Dwayne Johnson, Karen Gillian.
Oh
who
my god.
I
Oh,
love.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah.
She looks unbelievable in that movie.
You
Holy
guys, you
fuck.
guys gonna make
she's,
it.
She's,
She's
I-
great.
I
You
love
know,
her
I
so
controlled
much.
myself when we were talking about Oscar Isaac a few minutes
Yeah.
ago. You guys can
Look,
rein it in.
I could barely control.
Listen,
I'm talking about Oscar Isaac.
You didn't say anything about Jason Momoa.
Look,
Wasn't
man,
it-
that
it
movie,
was just-
that movie did
That
not.
made me,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
made me not like Jason Momoa anymore.
Hey,
I will say,
Flash.
the fact that they made that poor man walk around in wet jeans all day, good lord.
That's true.
Well,
That's
just see
brutal.
The Aquaman movie, the whole movie, just him in wet jeans. What's your superpower? I put on jeans. They're immediately just soaked. It's like, oh.
Oh.
Anyways, Jumanji.
Karen Gillian. Mwah.
Kevin Hart.
No. No.
Jack Black.
No. I used to
Jack
say,
Black's fine with me.
I like Jack Black a lot.
I like Jack Black a lot. There we go. He's good.
Yeah, he's. I want him to come back. In a good
Yeah, me
way.
too.
I missed old Jack.
I miss the old you. You know, Tenacious D. Not the movie
The-
Tenacious
The
D.
last thing I
obviously.
saw him in was
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Oh right, Goosebumps and Broken Age because he was in that game. He was in Broken Age.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all. Yeah.
The Greatest Showman.
This movie better be fucking good. I need it to be good.
Yes.
I need it to be fucking good.
I don't think it will be at all.
I don't either. But you know what? It's got Hugh
And I need
Jackman.
to-
Man,
I
I
need-
love The Prestige as much as everyone else.
Oh my fucking god! I love that.
Let me tell you about like, cause Like I said, I wanted La La Land to be a certain thing, and it wasn't that thing at all for me.
If you know Greatest Showman's gonna be the La La
I
Land,
don't want to break your spirit here, but if you didn't think La La Land was good, I don't think.
I just want like
I have a crazy feeling you're not gonna.
I want like fucking set pieces of music, and it's fucking big and loud and energetic.
Yeah,
La La
but
Land,
Zac Efron's in it, so it's immediately ruined.
but it's got Hugh Jackman. It's got Hugh Jackman.
That's true. Get your head in the game.
I saw them.
Get your head in the game.
Lemons, a movie I don't give a fuck about, but every bit with him singing is fucking phenomenal in that movie, dude.
True.
So good.
Speaking of singing and phenomenal movies,
God.
Pitch Perfect 3.
I don't think
the
I've hated a
pitches are
movie.
back.
I don't think I've been more of a fucking.
Baby.
I don't think I've been more of that fucking guy than when I saw Pitch Perfect.
Is the first Pitch Perfect good?
I thought it was absolutely fucking awful.
I
Yes.
saw it. It was another one of those where I was in a room full of friends, and they were like, "This is the funniest movie I've ever seen."
That was me in high school. Everyone was like, "It's so funny." It's so many people in high school like that. It's like I refuse to see
And
this movie
it was
now.
okay, and I saw the second one just because it had Flula in it. He's back. I forgot about that until just now.
I've never seen a theme.
I like Flula. He's the best part of the second one. He goes on this whole tangent trying to remember Fat Amy's name. He's like, "I don't care who you are, obese Denise, lazy Susan."
It just feels very basic as fuck.
Oh yeah.
It's just the most basic fucking Instagram filter. Fucking, it's just not great.
This has to be the last one, right?
It is.
Yeah,
it's the last
definitely.
one.
Last call, pitches. That's what it says on the poster.
That doesn't mean anything.
They're trying to say bitches, but they say
Oh!
pitches instead.
You know what? Now you've turned me around. I'm so excited for this movie.
Downsizing. We're in Nebraska. Fucking Alexander Payne.
Yeah.
Oh,
Downsizing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did not like Nebraska.
I never saw
I didn't
it.
see it.
It's boring.
Yeah, a movie called Nebraska is boring. Whoa.
It's also a movie that's like it's in black and white, but like
Yeah.
there's no like.
Oh.
Ben Affleck works for Omaha Steaks in Downsizing.
Is that what it's about?
In
No.
Downsizing.
No, in
No.
Nebraska, it's black and white, but like there's no like core reason why it should be in black and white. There's no like aesthetic
Yeah,
to it. It's like
sure.
they just like
How
looks
do
good.
we gotta give this movie an edge.
It's also just like boring and like
Yeah.
it's just about like some people in like I believe Missouri who drive down to Lincoln. With
But
their
they're in
dad.
Missouri, and it's called Nebraska.
But they're going down to Lincoln.
What?
They're going down to Lincoln in Nebraska. That's the capital of the state this podcast is filmed in.
Filmed.
Damn it! I thought we were on camera.
Nope.
What's that camera right there, then, George?
Uh,
So it's about people and they can
Matt
be
Damon becomes a tiny man.
oh yeah, Matt Damon works for Omaha Steaks. Sorry.
Same people. And they become tiny because the Earth is overpopulated.
Yeah,
And when they're
we got
small,
overpopulation. We're making
and when they're
tiny.
small, you can fit more people. What a surprise!
More Omaha Steaks for Christmas.
He's gonna get an Omaha steak delivered to his house. It's gonna be fucking giant.
The Christmas
And
season.
he's like,
Whoa!
hell yeah!
Christmas season is the only time I hear the word Omaha more than I usually do. Like
Yeah.
outside of people like who live in Omaha.
Yeah.
Is an Omaha steak good? Because I've had
Yes.
them.
I don't eat
care.
steak.
I've had.
I don't love steak either, so
I've
I'm
had
not
a-
the wrong
I
person
think
to
I've
ask.
only had Omaha steaks, and I'm just like, if this.
Whenever we
is
go to
steak,
steakhouse, I
it's
get a burger.
Fine.
When we go to steakhouses, I get chicken tenders.
I do that same thing a lot. Not every time, but a lot.
So yeah, downsizing.
That's always
Yeah,
fucking...
you think you'll be good?
I'm not gonna
I have
see
no
it.
interest in it.
You. Okay, cool. Father figures.
All right, let me tell you about father
What is
figures.
it? I don't even
Have
know.
you heard of Mamma Mia?
Yes.
And you watch Mamma Mia, and you're like, I like this, but I wish instead of Amanda Seyfried, it was
Owen
Ed Helms
Wilson.
and Owen Wilson, and instead of Colin Firth and whoever the other two were,
Pierce Brosnan.
how could I forget? And whoever the other guy was, instead of those three, what if it was J.K. Simmons, Christopher Walken, some ESPN guy? So yeah, it's basically.
I saw a trailer in front of a YouTube video, and it was Ed Helms shooting a
The only
tranquilizer
I saw-
dart at a man, and Owen was like, "You shot her dead! Wow! I can't believe you shot her dead! What are you doing? It's crazy!
I got this trailer.
I'm gonna speak even more lightly.
I got this trailer in front of Jigsaw.
Is The
What does it mean?
The ESPN guy Stephen A. Smith. Is Stephen A. Smith?
Who cares? Who the fuck cares about father
Yeah, who
figures?
the fuck cares, actually?
I thought it would be funny. I wanted to do the bit about Mamma Mia, but it's with Owen Wilson and Ed Helms.
Look, I would pay to see that movie, but also I would not pay to see that movie.
It is not Stephen A. Smith.
Look, if the distributor of father figures would like to send free tickets to the movie, 2 movies are real, we will gladly watch your movie, give it a bad review on our podcast, and then never bring it up again. And that's on you. So that's the month of December, guys. What are we looking forward to?
Shape of
Greatest
Water
Showman.
and the
Shape
Greatest
of Water
Showman.
and Greatest Showman.
Disaster Artist and Star
I think Shape of Water, if it is what I want it to be, maybe top 10.
Yeah. I
And I can also see Greatest Showman, maybe.
I feel like I could see it being top 10 for me, but
Yeah.
that's just because I'm the musicals bitch.
I
don't
like
know.
musicals when they're good. La La Land fucking sucks.
Oh my
Oh!
I'm glad we saw it after.
Get out of your apartment
I'm glad
right
we
now.
saw it after we did our list, because fuck
What
that
the
movie.
fuck?
It's bad.
We got an edgy take here, guys.
It's bad.
City stuff.
Unforgettable music puts me to fucking sleep.
Excuse me.
Audio
Spotify-
NyQuil.
Spotify just did their,
Oh
here's
my
your top 100 songs of 2017. A lot of them are La La Land songs on mine.
I only had a Spotify for 2 weeks because I didn't like it, and then
What
I went to it, and it was like 4 songs. Because I didn't, as I barely used it. I was like, oh, that's fine.
That's pretty funny.
Anyways,
That's a podcast.
what do you guys got to catch up on for the top movies of the year?
I got a whole fucking list. I think I had it on my phone.
know.
Let me see here. I have
I
nothing.
feel like I saw the most out of us.
You did. Oh, I know you did.
Yes, you did.
I've seen your list, Carrie. So, like, for me, I still need to see. Let me get my list up. I still need to see Killing Sacred Deer. Probably will not get to
Yeah,
that.
probably not gonna get.
I
that
still
by
want to
the
get
end
to
of the year.
Ingrid Goes West. Have not seen that yet.
It's pretty
That's
good.
the one thing I have that I would fight for. Then.
I watched it. I liked it.
Other than that,
A lot of dead air here on this podcast.
yeah.
So I know I have Raw. I have Brigsby Bear to watch. I have Personal Shopper to watch. So like pretty much like the two big like personal favorites here. I have but something else. I never pulled this list up. Let me see here.
Dude,
Anything you gotta catch up on, Carrie?
I don't know. Is there?
I don't think you're very good at seeing stuff.
Yeah,
Because you have a life.
I have Wednesdays off, and I don't do anything during the day, so I just go to movies.
Oh, that's fair.
But yeah.
Once
I
I'm
don't
done
know.
with school, I will be able to do that a lot more.
You can come with me.
We have a movie day. Girls out on the town watching movies at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't know. Like for me, even like the stuff I didn't get to see, I wasn't feeling extremely passionate about. I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like you're gonna be into Raw. I just hope in my heart that you're into Raw. 'Cause
Okay.
I love that. I've watched it like 5 times now. I love it.
I've seen it twice, and I
love
did not like it the second time either.
No.
Oh.
Well, anyways, that's a podcast. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Movies Are Real. Like we've sort of been mentioning, at some point coming up soon will be our top 10 of 2017. Next episode will just be a regular episode. We'll go from there, I guess. You can rate and review us on iTunes. That'd be wonderful. You can follow me on Twitter at jcruzalvarez26. Ryan, where can the people find you?
At Frying Pans on Twitter.
Ask Arby's what their opinion or Wendy's. What was going on with Wendy's on Twitter?
Someone asked them what their favorite movies of the year are, and then
They had a really in-depth answer.
Oh, okay.
so I tweeted at them what do they think of Personal Shopper and got no response, even though I had Wendy's.
Would
for
you
dinner
say
dispatch.
that they ghosted you, Ryan?
No.
Carrie, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at car_E_Lyles.
Change your handle.
I can't.
The bit.
The
With that, thank you for listening to another episode of Movies Are Real, and we'll see you next time.